That's wonderful. Well,
Cool.
wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah. I'll go ahead and get started then, unless Nilda, did you have anything else before we jump in?
No, I just wanna, align to see the difference and also all the functionality that we have with Datto RMM and Datto EDR, how everything works well together. Even if he has like a ticketing system with Autotask, he doesn't right now. So, like introduce him to all the solutions that Datto has to offer and Kaseya has to offer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and Alan, if it is as we go through here, if you have any questions or you see anything, feel free to interrupt me, ask away. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So let's start on the RMM side of things here. So this is the Datto RMM product, it's entirely web-based solution, meaning you just need an internet connection and a web browser when you log in. This is the view that'll greet you here. Now this is our dashboard view, excuse me. And the dashboard's completely customizable. So you can come in here and set this up to display any kind of information you feel is important to you and your kind of day-to-day. The dashboard, like I said, being customizable, these little boxes here that we call widgets, I can drag and drop those wherever I want. We can resize these, however we want. And everything is interactive. All the information here I can drill into. So if I wanted to see, I have 26 critical alerts. What are those, right? I can just click into it, and now it's actually going to show me all of the alerts, and everything here is still interactive. So I can keep clicking in and drilling down into all this information to kind of figure out what's going on and get where I need to go. Okay. Now the dashboards are a per user view as well. So I can come in, set up my dashboard. I don't have to worry about anyone ever changing it or messing with it. But I can also, if I feel like this is the dashboard I want everyone to see, I can share that out. And now everyone has access to it. Okay. Before we go any further, I'm going to kind of talk about the layout of the product and how we can add some devices. Do you have any questions on any of that so far?
No. So far, so good.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the layout. The levels or scopes within the product, there's 3 of them, which is global, site, and device. And it's basically top to bottom style hierarchy. So as we move down through them, we narrow the scope. As we move back up through them, we're going to broaden that scope. Essentially we're at the global level right now, meaning I can set up any monitors. I can make any changes here at that global level. We do it once and it affects everyone, versus going through and doing it 50 different times to 50 different customers and so on. If I move down a level to the site, like I said, we're just going to narrow that scope, and anything I do to this site will just affect these devices and nothing else. Okay. And then the third and final level would be the device or the endpoint, and kind of keeping with the trend there. Anything I do to a single device affects that, nothing else. So does that kind of give you a good idea as to how the product's laid out? Any questions about that at all? No? Okay.
Nope.
All right, so let's jump into the site. I'm going to be honest, probably where you're going to spend most of your time when you're hearing the product. So let's say that this is, do you guys have currently multiple sites and locations as far as the...
Yeah, we for now we are using Ninja One.
Yep. And you guys do have multiple locations as far as your company goes?
We have two locations.
2 locations. Okay. So you would set them up as sites. That's kind of how I would recommend it. And so this here could be one of your locations, and then all the devices that are located there. So you would click in, you'd be able to see everything here. Again, this view is customizable as well. So I can drag and drop these columns however I want, sort, filter, add additional columns up there in the top right. So you can see there's a ton to choose from. And then if I want to add devices, it's just right above that. Click the little blue button, brings up our options. We support Windows, Mac, and Linux from the operating system standpoint. And then everything else, your printers, routers, switches, ESXi hosts, all that is going to be SNMP, right? Which is typically how everyone does that. But getting the agent out there is fairly simple. You have 5 options. You can see 3 of them here. So direct download, share a link, or use command line option. The other 2 that you're not seeing, one is the group policy install, which we've already got built. So you can just grab that and do your thing. And then the fifth one is over here on the left-hand side, which is our network discovery. So this is going to allow you to go out and do a scan of the environment. And then we're going to give you two views from that scan. So the first view is a list view, which is literally that, right? It's a giant list of everything that we picked up from that scan. Go through, select the devices you want, right? 3 or 30 or 100, but it's a mass deployment. So we'll push the agent out. That happens behind the scenes, so your end users aren't going to see or feel anything. And there's no reboots associated with that, right? You don't have to walk around or log into each and every device one by one if you don't want to. So the second view, oh, sorry, go ahead. Did you have a question?
No, you can go, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. That's what we're here for. The second view is a topology view. So this is going to show you that visual representation of those devices and how they're currently laid out there on the environment. So when I click in on the right hand side here, you'll see a little bit of device info, and we can kind of add those devices, remote control things from here as well. Okay. But once the device gets added to the system, again, it just shows up here in the device list. Okay. And then on the left, you'll see the device name. If we click in, that's where we're going to see all the asset information for the device. This, all comes in automatically. Nothing you need to do for this except install the agent, right? I know I'm scrolling through that kind of quickly there. I just want to give you a sense of how much info, we're actually collecting on these devices. You don't have to scroll through this if you don't want to. You can actually just come over here on the left-hand side. You can see those are the individual sections there and just click on it. So if I want to check out the software, like I said, click on it. It's right there. So you can see we can just quickly, easily bounce around to the different sections just by clicking through. All right. Any questions on the devices, the agents, any of that at all before we continue on and talk about?
No, not yet. I'm looking maybe about integration with third-party software like antivirus, Splashtop, for example, and so on.
Yeah. So we already have our own built-in remote control suite, which I can show you here in a second. So if you're currently going out and you're getting licensing for another remote control tool through other means, you might be able to just get rid of that because our remote control is entirely built into the product and it's just part of it, meaning there's no additional costs or fee or licensing or anything if you choose to move forward with Datto RMM. You log in on the very first day and you have the ability to initiate remote sessions to any device you want just from the get-go. Okay. As far as the AV goes, we are AV agnostic. You can use any AV solution you'd like. We will show you the status. We can do deployment, monitoring, things like that. Yeah, any AV solution that's just automatically monitored through here. We can also show you the EDR here in a second, which is the Datto EDR. Okay. Did you have any questions on any of that before we check out remote control?
Yeah, quick. If I give a user remote access to his computer, it is secured.
Sorry, secure. What do you mean?
I mean, in fact, let's say if in fact, here is my question. Let's say I give a user a remote access to his computer. He's not at his office, so it can work at home. So now maybe let's say can at any time I can from a report maybe track all his connection, all his remote connection to that machine. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you mean like if you want to offer the ability for someone else to remote in using the system, is that?
Yes, yeah. Let's say someone decide to work at home. So can I give him this possibility, or should I use something else like Splashtop, for example?
Yeah, you can give them access using our remote control. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me show you what remote control looks like here. So it's the blue buttons over on the right-hand side. So we'll
Okay.
use this one here as an example. So we have 5 remote control options, which you can see
Oh,
4 in that
okay.
list. And then the 5th one
Mm-hmm.
is right here, web remote. I'll just work my way down real quick. So the first one here is the agent browser. This is your background, meaning I'm going to kick the end user off. I'm not going to take over or anything, right? The end user is still able to continue working. I'm just here behind the scenes, and I have all my little icons over here, which are my tools that allow me to troubleshoot,
Okay.
remediate. And I'm going to pop a few of these things open here real quick so that you can kind of get a better idea as to what's
Oh,
possible.
okay. Okay.
So, yeah, I can start, stop, change properties on services, just like we're sitting
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
You can run commands, and this is just command
Perfect.
shell. If you want PowerShell, that's also here. Just hit the drop down and you can choose, whichever one you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
File management gives you the ability to remotely browse, click in, files, folders, subdirectories are all on the right. And then I have my tools to upload, download, cut, copy, paste, create new folders, rename, delete. Again, all that behind the scenes. Registry, view, modify all 5 hives. Event viewer, just select the one you want to take a look at, click in, errors and warnings. You can see down below the corresponding messages.
Yes. Okay.
So this is all in the background, right? But if you need to get on the device and
Yes.
start a remote session, that's where those other 4 options come in. So we have 3 screen sharing, which are VNC, Splashtop, and Web Remote. And then
Mm-hmm.
the 4th one is RDP, Standard Remote Desktop, meaning you're going to kick them off or take over. Okay. So like I
Okay.
said, you have 5 remote control tools that are part of the product here that you can just use however you like. And if you do want to give an end user access, you can certainly do so. You just create a user account, you set their permissions, and then they can log in if you'd like. Yeah. Does that give you kind of a
Okay.
better idea on the remote control there, how that works, what that looks
Yeah,
like?
it's good. It's good. It's okay. It's okay with me.
Okay, cool.
In
Any
fact, I
questions?
saw more option than I thought. So it's good. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on remote control before we continue?
No, not on the remote control. So I will let you go, and then maybe I will stop you from there from some point to for my question.
Okay, sounds good. So the way, let me jump out of here. The way we handle our monitoring and management is all done through the policies. So this is where you'll set up EDR, monitoring, patching, and so on. Let's start with the EDR, which is right here, the endpoint security. So this is Datto's EDR. It actually encompasses 3 products in one. So the first one being the EDR, then we have our ransomware, and lastly, the Windows Defender antivirus. So the 3
Mhm.
pillars of modern security, right? Now, the EDR and ransomware, these are going to be kind of the 2 first line of defense options, right? Both of these are going to detect any malicious behavior. EDR is going to do that through definitions, behavior-based analysis, analytics, sandboxing, heuristics, and so on, right? Ransomware is going to look for the rapid encryption or modification of files at the system level. So if these 2 see malicious behavior, they'll alert you, notify you that there's a problem, and then they will spring into action. So both of these can isolate, meaning we say the device cannot access anything, nothing can access the device, right? It's been isolated to prevent the spread of whatever that malicious action is that's going on. However, you can still access any device that's been isolated using the Datto RMM remote control tool. So you'll see right here, if selected, the
Okay.
device will still be able to connect to Datto RMM. So you won't lose
Mhm.
access, right? You can still get on there and troubleshoot and run scripts and power down, do whatever you need to do, even though the device has been isolated from everything else. Okay. And then the second piece here is the EDR. EDR will actually allow you to do our rapid rollback. So in the event that there is a crypto ransomware infection or other malicious action on the device and files are compromised, encrypted, and so on, once that is addressed, cleaned up, you're ready to get the device back online, we can actually use the EDR rapid rollback to move the files back to their previous state before the encryption or infection took place and get you back up and running. So that's the EDR ransomware. And then the last piece is the Manage Windows Defender. This is your AV. So we give you the ability to manage all of the AV options through here, which is the user experience, protection, scanning, attack surface reduction, exclusions, all of that, like I said, becomes manageable now through Datto RMM. Okay. So I know I ran through that pretty quickly. Do you have any questions, thoughts, feedback on the
No, it's okay.
the security piece?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that you feel is useful compared to what you're using today?
Yes, for the endpoint security configuration, that's a must right now for the
Yeah.
ransomware detection, and I can see that you can isolate immediately the computer from the network. That is a good thing.
Awesome. Good to hear. So let's get out of here and let's talk about monitoring. So just a couple down, you'll see under policies monitoring. This is basically setting up
Okay.
your triggers, what it is that you want to be aware of, things that are happening inside the environment that you need to know about. So there are essentially two options. First one is the best practices. These are the ones we've already built for you. So there are currently 83. Okay. And like I said, they're
Yes.
pre-built. So you can come in here, you hit create, pops it open, nothing that you really need to do if you don't want. You can just hit save and that's it. You're ready to go. Or you can use any of these as templates over here. There's a lot to choose
Yes.
from. They cover things like role, hardware, network, OS, backup, AV, and so on. So you can hit create, it pops it open, and then you can use it as a template to build off of and modify and like I said, kind of make your own. Okay. So
Okay.
those are the ones we've already built. If you do want to create your own, it's just the button right next to it, create policy. So this will basically open a blank slate. Now you can come in, add your monitor. It's just all the typical RMM style, CPU, disk, event log, patch, ping, process, SNMP, service software, WMI. Let me show you what one of these looks like real quick. So if we come in here, we'll go with service, and let's say that the spooler service, right, stops running for a period of 1 minute or 10 minutes or an hour, right? You define that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if that service stops, you can then raise an alert and you choose the priority. Do you feel like the impact is critical, high, moderate, right? Choose the priority. And then below that is the response. Think of this as, what do I want to do if that happens, if this alert is triggered? So you can actually just check this box and take action, meaning if the service were to stop, we'll try and start it. Or if it's currently running, we'll stop that service. Or you can say, no, you know what? I have my own script, and we refer to scripts as components. That's just what we call them inside of the product here. So you can flip that switch, and now you can run your own script or component in response.
Yeah.
And my coworkers have one already created here, so we'll just grab that. And now this is just a batch script that does like a net stop, net start that will run in response to my alert triggering. And this is the automation and self-healing. Okay. And it's 100% customizable. You can create your own scripts there if you'd like. I'll show you how that works here in a bit. But the last piece is the notification. Basically, how do you want to get the alert? Do you want to receive just a plain old email? We can tie into a webhook, or we can create a ticket directly in the Autotask PSA. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that was kind of a lot of stuff that we ran through there pretty quickly on the monitoring side. Do you have any questions on any of that at all?
Yeah. What would you, for example, maybe you can give me that information later. What would you recommend for the PSA automation, for example. Yeah, to manage all the tickets, all the help desk
Like what in
and the
particular?
documentation.
Sorry.
Huh? No, 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 because I do not have any PSA specification right now.
Okay.
I can say that so far I'm using Excel to manage that, email and Excel to manage my tickets. Um,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah. So basically asking like, what does our PSA look like for ticket management?
yeah, for example, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me show you that real quick. So it's going to tie directly into the Datto RMM product. So it is also just a web-based solution. So log in just like you would Datto RMM. You get your dashboard again, and this dashboard is going to show you basically any kind of information from the ticketing side that you'd like to see. I've set up a dashboard that shows me my RMM alert and device info. So what's really nice is from here, I have that view into the RMM as well, basically showing me any alerts, things that are happening. Right down here, I can see some event log alerts. I got a device that went offline, right? And if we want to work on any of these, all I need to do is just come over here, click on the ticket. This will pop open. So the ticket was
Okay.
automatically created as a result of the alert, meaning this was a service failure on this device. And when that happened, the alert gets created. All this information gets filled in for the ticket. And now it's just here for you and your staff to start working on. Okay. And because the
Mhm.
RMM and the PSA, they know where this server, where it resides, they went ahead and associated to the location. So this is in our
Okay.
Australia office. Okay.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
description tells me a little bit more, like I know what type of device this is. It's a Datto device. I can see the date and time stamp that that alert occurred. So that was last night, was at 9:30 last night. And then I can see the user that was logged in when that alert occurred. And then off to the right-hand side, this is all my device info right here. Again, that's the device name. That little green dot is the online status indicator,
Yes.
meaning I know the device is up and running. Okay. The
Mhm.
user, or the operating system, any storage, AV, patch, software status, all that is displayed right here. And then the last piece, if you wanted to start working on this device. So, okay, I got to get on this device and I got to start this service or make sure it's up and running. You'll notice up here, these are all those remote control tools that I showed you earlier. You just now have the
Yes.
ability to access and use the remote control tools from the ticket now.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So, I mean, this tool is, there's a lot that you can do with the ticketing tool, but does that give you a better idea on how it ties into the
Yes.
RMM?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay. Is that in line with what you were looking for there?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on any of that?
No. No. I'm good so far.
Okay. Awesome. So let's get out of here and we'll go back into the RMM. Next thing I want to show you on the RMM side is the patching. So we have both Windows and third-party patching. Windows patching is going to be right here. This one is essentially 3 items that you need to configure. The first one is going to be your schedule. So when do we want to patch, right? And we have the option
Okay.
for daily, weekly, monthly.
Weekly, monthly.
Yep. Basically, any kind of schedule you can come up with. If you wanted to do like a second and last Tuesday, every month, great, right? Come in
Mhm.
here, set it up, you're good to go. Below that is your power options. So we can wake up any devices that are asleep, hibernating, make sure they're online, ready to go. When you're finished, we
Mhm.
can then
Mhm.
shut down, restart, or we can say, no, let's not restart the device, but let's let the end user know that they've had patches installed and then they can restart when it's convenient for them. Okay. And
Okay.
then below that
Okay.
is your approval. Let me actually clean this up real quick. So you'll notice 2 sections here. You've got approve and do not approve. It's essentially approve and deny, right? And
Uh-huh.
we use the standard Microsoft criteria, which is category, description, KB number, priority, release date, and so on. Once you make a selection, come over to the right and choose from the dropdown. And because I chose category, that's what we're seeing, right? Is all the available categories. And you saw me doing this earlier. We can actually just add and remove with the plus and minus right there. We've got our logical and or statements for our modifiers. And then the bottom middle plus is how we add subsections. And I can now choose to say, like, I want to make sure that my critical and security updates are at least
Yeah.
2
Okay.
weeks old, before those are approved for install. Okay. And then
Okay.
the do not approve, like I said, this is the deny. So this will take precedent over the approval. And it's the same setup and concept. The only difference is now these are the items that I don't want, right? Things like drivers or preview updates and so on. Okay.
Yeah.
So does that give you a good idea on how we're approaching the Windows patching side of things?
Yes, it's correct. Yeah. So I can select which type of update I do not want or I want. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Any questions on that at all?
No, let's go. Let's go.
Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is the third-party patching, which is software management. So
Right.
this is going to be like your Adobe, Chrome, Firefox, things like that, right? You'll see on the left-hand side, there's a list of applications. These are what we support, full service. Right-hand side are your options. The drop-down's the same for all these. So essentially 2 options here. You have your manual and auto approve. That means if 7-zip becomes available, or I'm sorry, if an update becomes available, right, for 7-zip, do you want to manually approve the update or auto approve it, right? That's just typical third-party patching. The second one here, which is the install if not present, think of this as like onboarding or provisioning. So Datto RMM has detected 7-zip is not installed on the device, right? If we see that, we will go ahead and push it. It's silent, it's behind the scenes. Your end user isn't going to see or feel anything. So there's no reboots associated with that. Okay. And then once the software is installed, what do you want to do about the updates going forward? Do you want to auto approve those updates or do you want to manually approve them? Okay. So really it's just the difference is this one is like an onboarding provisioning, this one just typical third-party patching. Okay. Any questions on third-party patching?
No. Quickly on the third-party software, they are automatically detected, or you have a list of the pre-approved third software. Because, for example, what I would like to say it is that I'm for the backup of my servers, of my client's computer, and so on. I'm using MSP 360. So if I can integrate that with the Datto RMM in the monitoring. You see?
Yeah, we won't integrate with it, no. But you're saying you wanted to monitor the backups, is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah, so instead of going on the MSP 360 dashboard to make sure that everything is running, I could have everything under one roof, under the Datto dashboard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we'll do for you. Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Did you have any other questions
Okay.
on this at all?
No. We can go in. Can keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly kind of it for me as far as a general overview of the product goes. I know we still have about 30 minutes or so here. Is there anything that I can show you, any questions I can answer for you that we haven't covered already?
Except first, can I deploy that web quickly, or do I need some setting or setup to do that first? That is specific, or I just when I set up my Datto, I set up my policies and so on. all I need to do is to deploy the agent, and that's it. Or there is something additional that need to be on the
No,
machines.
no, just the agent. That's it. It's only the agent.
Okay,
That's all that's required. Yep.
okay, okay, okay. All right. So okay, now in the setup, can I define uh, multiple users with different level? Or let's say that I give technician A that he can manage one location. Technician B can manage another location, and so on.
Yep. We call those security levels, which is just another name for permissions. That's all. So you come in
Okay.
here
Uh-huh.
and you would just say, all right, this tech, I only want this tech to see our
Oh, okay.
Acme location, right? So I'll add
Okay.
that. And when he logs in, that's all he can see.
Mhm.
He can't see anything but
Okay.
Acme. Okay.
Oh,
And then you can
good,
even
good.
go, yeah, down here and choose their permissions. So when they go to
Mm-hmm.
the site, none is they wouldn't be able to see it. View is read only, so
Okay.
they can see it, but they can't make
Uh-huh.
changes. And manage is full access. So you can kind of pick and choose, what level of access you're giving someone here to the product based on that.
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Okay. Good.
Awesome. Um,
Good. Good. Awesome.
anything else? Yeah, that I can answer for you,
Mm,
show you at all?
Of course. And now, uh, honestly, I would like. Can you do a comparison between the Datto RMM with Ninja One? What would you recommend? Of course, to,
So the
uh,
biggest difference. Go ahead. Yeah.
no, no, no. I would like to know, the main difference between those two.
Yeah. So the biggest difference is going to be that what we usually see is people who are kind of starting out and have a much smaller environment will use Ninja because it's a very good basic starter RMM. Where the biggest
Mm-hmm.
differentiator is scalability and growth. With our product,
Uh-huh.
you can
Okay.
come in here and you can assign as many policies and things as you want to a device. Whereas in Ninja, each device can only have a single policy. And if you want to make any changes or
Yes.
whatnot, you have to use, I think they call them exclusions or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to do anything else, you have to do an exclusion or you have to create an entirely new policy for that device and apply it. With us, you don't have to do that because I could have all these policies applied to a single device. And then if I want to make a change, I can make the change directly to the policy, right? Or I can go to the device and make the change, or I can create a brand new policy. So you have multiple
Okay.
ways of affecting single devices versus a Ninja, it's only one-to-one relationship, which is going to create a lot of overhead. So usually when people start to grow and they get a lot more endpoints, we see them leaving Ninja for us simply because our product is built to scale and grow. Whereas Ninja is a more of a, like I said, a one-to-one. It's a starter RMM, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Plus the integration with our products, you're just not going to see that with anything else. As it should be, we develop all those in-house. We better integrate with our own products, right?
Okay. Okay. So the next big questions will be for me the pricing.
Oh, yes, I cannot take care of that. After the meeting, I have another two things that they are important that they compare with Ninja. For example, everything what is like splash top or screen share, as Andrew mentioned, the four different ones, they are already included in that RMM. So you don't have to pay anything extra. So you don't have to purchase an extra license for splash top or trying to get any screen sharing. It's already included in the solution. So that's
Yeah.
one big difference. And then
Uh-huh.
another of the difference is also fully unified with EDR. So EDR can easily replace your AV. So if you want Andrew to show him EDR, you can go ahead and see on that. Even if you're using as an endpoint protection another solution or an AV with EDR, basically you are covered and everything is in one dashboard.
Yep.
Okay.
We kind of showed how EDR is set up inside the RMM, but if you want to go into the EDR dashboard, so right here, these are the EDR alerts. So if I click into one of these here, this will show me the actual alert information. So just like a typical RMM alert, but if I expand this, now I'm seeing all of my EDR events, right? So we had an event detected. So let's view the event. And this is going to show us all of the information we're getting from that event. So if I want to go now into the EDR platform, right up top here, open in Datto EDR, we just click in. It's all single sign-on, so it'll just take you right into the product here. And then you can actually see the alert. This is it. If I click in, now there's just a little bit more info on that alert directly inside the EDR dashboard here, right? So you can seamlessly move back and forth between the two. I can respond, acknowledge it, create a suppression rule, or even remote control and open inside of Datto RMM between the two products here. Okay. So that's what the EDR looks like.
Okay.
And also all that can also be integrated in Autotask PSA. So you can have your widgets, one widget for Datto RMM, another widget for Datto EDR. So you can have everything in one single panel class of view. And yeah, I think that is really good.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right.
We are actually activating you a POC, so you can start using it and trying it as we speak. So Rick already sent them the request. So you're gonna be receiving the credentials. So then you can log in and we can help you, even if then later on you decide to go with us. And we can just help you with the migration because it's very easy to do it. So we can migrate your endpoints to all these products.
All right. Okay.
Okay, that's perfect. I don't know if you have any other question. I will go ahead and get back to you so I can send you the pricing and everything.
No, so far, no more questions. So far.
Wonderful. That's perfect. So yeah, I think that, I don't know, Andrew, if you want to just add anything else. I think that was very, very completed and the whole overview was there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to go through, so I just want to kind of cover it very high level. But if you think of any other questions, let Nilda know. She can get those questions over to us. We're happy to answer them for you.
Yeah. Okay. So if I have some question, I will send a note to Rick or Hilda to have more information about that. Okay.
Perfect. And what we will do, Alan, is as soon as you receive the credentials to create a POC, you can just contact me and we will go ahead and we can set up a meeting with you and we can help you to activate the POC correctly with the Datto RMM and also EDR activated.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Nilda, I'll get this recording over to you as soon as it's ready and it's been processed. And assuming there's no other questions, I guess we're good here, right?
Yeah. For me, so far, I'm good.
Wonderful. That's perfect. Well, I want to thank you so much, Alan. I'm so happy you like the products. The integration is amazing and it's very, very functional. So it will save you a lot of time and also a lot of money. So that's really great. And thank you, Andrew. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for the demo. I think that it was perfect. So I really appreciate your time.
Okay, guys. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Alan.
No worries.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick, for organizing this.